Hello, and welcome to another episode of Creating Powerful Impact. I'm your host, Shay Wheat, founder of Grace and Ease Productions, where we support entrepreneurs just like you with event-based marketing and sales strategies, allowing you to build your authority, your credibility, and your visibility in your industry. And today, I'm excited for our guest. This gentleman has done a number of different roles getting to where he is today. So Leigh Feldman is the current CEO and brand president of Bishop Cuts Color, which is a unisex hair shop franchise. Woo! Let me say that again. A unisex hair shop franchise with over 40 locations in North America. He used to serve as the chief marketing officer for Bishops before being promoted to this head leadership role. So he's seen the business work from multiple different angles, and that's why I'm really super excited that he's here with us today. He's also worked with clients such as Nike, Adidas, Mazda, Google, Chelsea Football Club, which let's not tell that to my fiance because he's a Manchester City fan. So let's keep that on the down low, Leigh. Warner Brothers, Lego, and more. Help me welcome him to the Creating Powerful Impact stage. How are you today?
I am feeling very welcomed. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've done a number of roles in your career to get you to where you are now. But what I think is really, really fascinating is taking a look at how you are having, frankly, over 40 locations in North America for your hair shop and how you really are supporting franchise or is it franchisors? Is that how that's the term?
Franchisees, we act as the
Franchisees?
franchisor. Yeah.
Yeah, in becoming business owners and really growing and scaling without them having to totally be there 24/7. Would you mind kind of diving into like why in the first place would you want to set up a franchise model like this versus, just going and giving all of the SOPs and then be like, all right, awesome, peace out. It sounds like you guys really give them the tools, but then also stay alongside of them to the point where they can be a little absent after the fact, after they get it all going. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we as bishops are a semi-absentee, or now the term a lot of people use is executive model, where you are sort of managing the manager or acting as sort of the mini CEO of your business. And your question in regards to why a franchise model versus a licensing model is
Mhm.
because we are invested in the brand and the reputation and relationships that the brand has in each market as run by the owner or operator in that market. Also, the old adage of a franchise system of we only do well if our franchisees do well is incredibly true. And
Yeah.
so our strength and our, again, reputation and relationships nationally with partners and in the market really depends on our owners doing well. So we're fully invested in them doing well as business owners or investors in a franchise location because it only has the system do well and do better as people begin to learn more and more about your brand. There's also some pieces, in regards to quality control, franchisees, the whole idea is that things are built to spec. If you were going to a McDonald's in Tampa, you're going to get the same tasting French fries as you would in a Tacoma, Washington. So there's a little bit of making sure that that quality control is there and that each and every person that comes in to visit a Bishop's Cuts Color, no matter where they are, is going to get that great experience and that great service for their hair.
Hmm. And you're not just a normal kind of haircut barbershop salon. Like you guys are different. Explain the difference of Bishop.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly say that we are intentionally unconventional. It's very purposeful that we are built on this sort of counterculture aesthetic. We started in 2001 because at the time there really was nothing that sort of played in the middle to cater to people that wanted an experience above a value chain chop shop. I don't want to say those brand names, but the ones where you go in, it's $9 and you pay for what you get really at that point versus the high-end, pretentious, hoity-toity salon where you might not feel welcomed and you leave looking at your wallet or pocketbook going, oh my God, how much did I just spend for what just happened? So we wanted something that was really appropriately priced, that catered to anyone and everyone, really no matter how you identify. And that sort of unisex term for a hair shop is really important to our ethos. I know a lot of people now don't use the term unisex, but the idea of it's not about how you identify either as a man or woman or a child or the age of which you are. It's just about your hair and the service you want. I think the only other industry where people sort of see that, where there's different pricing and they go, why is this the case, is probably dry cleaning,
Mm.
where a men's versus woman's garment is so differently priced. And when you see that for a man that has long hair being charged less than a woman who identifies as a woman having long hair, you go, wait, why are they being charged different prices when they're getting the same service? And so Bishops came into play in 2001 to really solve that issue. And again, play in the appropriate pricing for that mid-level market of in between the value chain and the sort of high-end pretentious salon that only caters to one gender. And
I
so
love
we've been successfully rolling out stores since then, really beginning franchising in 2017. And as you mentioned, we have 40 plus locations in 21 states around this country.
I love that. So for those that are listening that are like, all right, that's pretty awesome. I have a brick and mortar location myself in a different industry. How in the world do you guys continue to like scale your businesses and continue to grow? Is it just the franchise part of it, or are you looking for brand partnerships all the time? Like, what was the key thing that makes it so you guys are constantly moving and growing and scaling?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on everything, and you actually touched on a big piece of it in the beginning, where you talked about authority and discovery and relativity, because the biggest piece for us is Google. I mean, that is where we see our digital footprint, our digital brick and mortar, if you will, driving the most traffic to our physical locations. So we put a major emphasis on all things Google, whether reviews, loading photos to the back end, maps listings, reputation management, anything that sort of aids that discovery and positions our brand online with that authority, relativity, and sort of awareness within the market area so that people can travel to our locations easily, know what hours we're open, all those things that Google does. In regards to the actual units themselves and the locations, we are always looking for great brand partners that we can bring on, either regionally or nationally, because we want to make sure that we cater to those markets. Again, we're in 21 states, and what might make sense for an Austin, Texas might not make sense in a Los Angeles, California, or a Billings, Montana. So we have to be cognizant of what services clients are requesting in those areas. And then, of course, our franchise owners, they're the ones that really drive our new unit growth by saying, I understand what Bishops is. You're creating a safe space, something that's accepting for all people. We say we are judgment free. Some people joke, you walk into a hair salon, you're going to get free judgment no matter what, but we are judgment free. And people that want to bring that safe space and fly that flag, knowing that we accept all people, no matter how they identify, in a market where they live or one where they know that a Bishops can be successful. And they open those stores up and they operate them. And again, we're having tremendous success operating in 21 states currently.
Now, so you were saying you do a lot with like the Google pieces and making sure that all of the things on the back end are working. Is that what you like? Do you have a team of people that are supporting all of the franchises doing that, or is it kind of up to each of the franchise?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. I mean, we certainly build the foundational pieces to make sure that their listings, their rankings, their reviews, their reputation management is all being taken place. Some owners love having a hand in that. They want to talk to customers. They want to thank clients for coming in, especially for supporting a small local business. Some owners say, I have other pieces, other things on my plate. Can you take this on? And we are certainly there to support. We like to say that we act as the aspirin for our franchise owners. If there's anything that is giving them a headache, we want to be able to, again, take that off their plate so they can focus on other things, whether that's building relationships in the community, increasing their reputation by partnering with other businesses or vendors in the area, whatever it is that they are passionate about for owning a business, we want that to be their focus. And we, again, can take on any of the things that are giving them a headache.
I love it. Can we kind of dive a little bit more into client acquisition? I mean, in any business, you need to have clients. What is it that you guys are seeing right now is the best way for building clients and having them stay with you?
Yeah, ultimately, it's the old drug dealer mentality of the first one is free. I say that not jokingly because when we talk to the people that are in our shops, a stylist, a cosmetologist, a barber, and we ask them, who is the best one here? in this location? Who is the best? They all kind of look around and go, I mean, I want to say I am, but I don't want to say it. And we say, you absolutely should say I am. It's that I statement and that elevator pitch of I am going to take care of you. I'm going to be the one that's going to see you. I can think of 3 things that we can do with your hair right now. And ultimately, if you are as good as you say you are, people are going to want to get in your chair and they're going to want to come back. So that willingness to do the first one for free, to
Mm,
retain those clients long term, it is a long-term value that it's going to pay itself off immediately. And some people will say, what? No, I've been doing this for years. I can't do it for free. But we find out is that as soon as a client has that experience with one of our service providers, they immediately say, no one else is going to do my hair. No one else is going to touch my hair. Whether that's based on the pricing, the service they've seen, or something that they've had at Bishop's that they've never had anywhere else. One of those things being, my asterisk for that is, for male identifying clients, I usually ask them, did they talk to you about your halo? And they go, what are you talking about? I've been getting my haircut for 40 plus years. What the hell is a halo? And I go, great, come to Bishop's and you'll find out. But anyway, jumping back to the piece, what we want
wait,
to be
I
is
want to know
that
what a halo
I'll touch
is.
on that in a second. What we want to be is Bishop's is the recommended service provider. Because if I asked you in the Bay Area, where should I get Chinese food? You're going to say, oh, do you like this kind of Chinese food? Do you like dumplings? Do you like a focus on noodles? Here's 8, 9, 10, 20 places that you could find that you could go to now. But if I said, hey, do you have a roofer or an electrician or a mechanic or a general contractor that you recommend? Hopefully you say, this is the person to talk to.
Mhm.
Anyone else that you go see is going to give you a bad service and they're going to rip you off. And unfortunately, I've had to go to other people to find that out. And now this is the person that I 100% recommend. And that's what we want our stylists, barbers, and cosmetologists to be, is that person that is 100% recommended by the clients that have been to Bishop's, been in our chair, understand the value proposition, understand the experience, and walk away saying, no one else should be seeing me as a client. I need to tell other people about this. And it's creating that truly remarkable experience, remarkable in the truest sense of the word, that people will go out and talk about it and will do that marketing for you. So
Mhm.
to answer your question, our client acquisition play is a lot of first one is free and then getting those clients to do the marketing for us. A lot of it else on the back end is partnerships, things like ClassPass, Passport Unlimited, Reach AI. Obviously, Google is a major part that accounts for 76 to 94% of our booking traffic around the country, depending upon the market you're in. You have things like Yelp, you have boots on the ground, you have Instagram marketing. There are a number of other things. But at the end of the day, it's always going to be that client who has been in our chair and having a great experience. And yes, to touch on your piece, what is a halo? It is the parietal ridge. It is where the top of your hair and the side of your hair balances. And a good stylist should be talking to you about your halo so you can figure out a volume play based on what kind of hairstyle you want to frame your face correctly. And again, when I tell most male identifying clients, has anyone ever talked to you about your halo? They go, what are you talking about? My barber has never mentioned a halo. And again, I say, come into Bishop's and you'll see the difference.
Oh, that's amazing. And you're right. I just ended up getting my haircut done and it was who do I know asking my girlfriends who does great and amazing hair here in the area because I've recently moved, right? And so you ask your friends and it's the referral. Now, if they had given me 50% off or a coupon or the first one free, holy cow, that would just even sweeten the pot. But really that referral is the key piece that was like, okay, I'm gonna go and check this one out and make
Your
sure.
friends are walking billboards because I am sure if you had one whose hair you were not a fan of, you're probably not going to ask them. But somebody who looks great, you're going to ask them, where did you get your hair done? And ideally, we have clients that can give those referrals because our clients then can earn points, rewards, things that they want to redeem later on with their own stylist for sending new clients their way.
Yeah, so there's actually incentive on top of just the referral part. I
Of
love.
course.
Okay. And so do you do like campaigns for the attendees or I come from the world of attendees, right?
Yeah.
For events, but for your clients and customers, do you do, specific campaigns that you push every once in a while, or is it just looking at the numbers and you do it when you need it?
Yeah, great question. We actually have national campaigns that are very strategic in their approach based on the cycle of when clients may or may not be coming in. So January is traditionally a slower month because a lot of people have been getting their hair done for Thanksgiving,
Mm,
Christmas, the New Year's. So in January, we actually have a campaign called New Year, New Friends, where we send out a referral card to our entire database, inviting them to have their friends, family, their boss, their coworker, their pool boy, their significant other, their insignificant other, anyone they know who has never been to Bishop's to come in and check us out and see what we do and what we're all about. So for the month of January, we have any clients refer any of their friends who are first-time clients into Bishop's. And that's that new client acquisition focus for the month of January. In February, we run our Love is in the Hair campaign centered around Valentine's Day, where we invite people to try getting a new hair color. And so we offer a discount for any first-time color clients. And that means that anyone that has never been to Bishop's or people that have been to Bishop's but have never actually gotten a hair color treatment. So they can get temporary color, permanent color, they can do a dramatic lift, they can do highlights. There's a number of things we can do. So we invite people in during that date period to receive a discount as a new color client during that part of February. And then in March, we run a campaign called Pot of Gold, where we have a little St. Patrick's Day themed cauldron. It has cut cards for free cuts, $5 off, $10 off, product cards for free shampoo, free conditioner, 50% off product, all types of things. And based on a certain thing that store has a focus, whether it's rebooking, whether it's retail sales, whether it's having people spend a certain amount as a threshold, whether it's their first-time client, if they meet that piece, they're able to put their hand in the cauldron and pull out a card that they can use as a future appointment. And that part of that sort of experiential piece is great. And we actually run campaigns like that 3 times a year with Pot of Gold, reverse trick-or-treating in October, and Santa's Sack in December that lets our clients come in and sort of be surprised and delighted by certain prizes that they win if they meet that threshold to be able to draw a card.
That's amazing. Now, so that's on the new client or recurring client, but do you do anything on like the talent acquisition side?
Oh, yes. I think one of the things that separates us as a franchise organization is we actually have a national recruiter. So anytime a store is looking for new staff, we have ads that we're able to support them with. We have a national recruiter that's very plugged in with schools and academies, and we do a big piece to make sure that stores are staffed with excellent service providers. They all go through technical training. They all need to pass a technical interview before they're on the floor. They need to meet the expectations for product knowledge with color, all cuts, all services, any things we do with line design or extensions to become certified, and then they're able to join the team. So there's a little bit of a process because we want to make sure that we are, again, providing quality service to anyone that's in our chair at any store in any state.
So that's pretty much how you're supporting the franchises with keeping that brand alignment.
Of course.
I love that. Okay. Let's go back to that executive model business. Somebody's listening, they're like, all right, they got their stuff together. I've got a couple other businesses. I don't necessarily want to take on a whole new thing, but this is enticing. Like, tell me more about it. Where would somebody be, where they're like, yeah, I could put in however many hours to get up a store up and running, and then plan on having this much time dedicated to it every single month. Tell me a little bit more of like who it is that you're looking to connect with.
Yeah, absolutely. First, I would tell everyone to go to bishops.co. That's bishops.co. And you can check out our franchise page and get in touch. A lot of that information is there. But, we certainly find a lot of people that are corporate refugees, if they will. They're looking to sort of leave the rat race, have something that they work on maybe 5 to 10 hours a week to supplement any other work that they might be doing, volunteer, paid, whatever it is. But they want to sort of leave their job and they're looking for something that will bring a sort of, executive level salary without having to put a lot of work in. Again, we call ourselves a semi-absentee or executive model because you're not required to be there 40 plus hours a week. You can have a manager that you manage. I think the things that sort of make that enticing for corporate refugees or people that want to sort of diversify their investments is that number one, it is very low entry as far as tech. Everything in regards to our business can be run off of a phone. I think that's why 25% of our system doesn't even live in the states where their stores are. We have a few owners in Hawaii that are certainly living the good life that I would like to be living, and they can manage everything from their phone, whether that's call, text, or actually looking at point of sale reports through the app on their phone. There's a low cap investment because the team actually brings their tools. So there's not a lot of money out front for any person that is thinking about becoming a franchise owner. There's no inventory carried. There's no AR carried. You don't really need knowledge of the vertical. We only have one owner in our system that actually came from the salon world, and she had worked for another franchise organization that only catered to men's services and said, oh my God, we're giving up half the market. There's got to be a better brand out there that sees everyone. And she found Bishop's. The labor scales with the dollars that are earned because a lot of people are based on commission. We have, again, a national recruiter to assist with staffing. Again, you hire the manager to sort of run the whole show. And then on top of that, we are a very flex organization. We allow customization capabilities either based on the market you're in, the assets you need or want, the timeline life cycle you've been within the system, because some things will make sense for a new store for client acquisition, like a first one free, versus a store that's been with us since 2007, who has a full book of clients that are constantly booked. Clearly, they don't need to do a first one free campaign. So we work with you as a system to say what makes sense for you, your market, and the maturity of your location, which is not something you find for most franchise organizations who roll out something and say, hey, all of our footlong sandwiches are this price, or all of our haircuts based on this TV commercial are this price. So again, we work with our owners very specifically to make sure that things make sense from a business standpoint for them.
I love that. That's amazing. Okay, you've told us so many different things, whether you're looking to actually come on board with Bishop, or whether you've already got a brick and mortar or you don't, and just given ideas on how to do client acquisition, how to do talent acquisition, how to market and scale the business. So I want to just say thank you so much for dropping all of those diamonds.
Of
But
course.
before, and we'll definitely put in the show notes the link so they can connect with you if they're interested in moving forward with Bishop and want to even just check out, getting their own haircut done at one of your
Of
locations.
course.
But my last question for you is, what is a takeaway or a memorable note you'd like to leave our audience with today?
Yeah, I mean, I think sort of two parts to that. One of the things that separates us as an organization is an old ethos from my time in the tech world, which is it is important because it's measured, or measured because it's important. I think a lot of business owners get lost in the idea of large data, and they lose focus on the things that are really driving their business. So I always go back to that quote anytime I'm talking to an owner or a manager or someone on our team about what they're measuring, because I ask again, is it important because it's measured, or measured because it's important? The other piece is certainly the framework that we use internally for Bishops. We use the EOS system, excuse me, but I use the framework and acronym STOP: situation, target, opportunity, and proposal. And I make sure that anytime that we're talking about an issue with our clients, or an issue with managers, or an issue with our owners, that we talk about those acronyms, the STOP: situation, target, opportunity, proposal. Because what we'll often find is that people are coming to us for assistance to decide on a problem or resolve an issue, and they don't even agree on the S. They don't agree on the situation. So we try to get both groups, or three groups, whoever's involved in the issue, to talk about what is the situation, agree that is the situation that we're trying to solve, talk about the target in that situation, the opportunities that present themselves, and then ultimately the proposal. What is the solution? What is our strategic initiative? What piece are we doing moving forward to not only address the situation, but to look at the target and the opportunities as well? So those are my two pieces. Is it important because it's measured, or measured because it's important? And the acronym STOP, S-T-O-P: situation, target, opportunity, and proposal.
Amazing. Amazing. Leigh, you are a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I just want to thank our audience for joining us on another episode of Creating Powerful Impact. I'm excited for you to take all of these lessons because there were a ton of them, and you'll probably need to go back and listen to them or take some notes. All the resources that you learned here today, implement them and create even more impact in your world. Until next time, have an outstanding rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you so much for having me, and my apologies for the coughs.
No worries. We love it. That's human. All right. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Creating Powerful Impact podcast. If you are a successful coach, speaker, author, or thought leader who would like to be on this program, simply visit creatingpowerfulimpact.com/guest. If you are someone who got something out of this interview, would you please do me a favor and share this episode on social media? Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend or post it on your socials. Also, if you know somebody that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show and include the hashtag creating powerful impact. I love seeing all of your posts and great guest selections. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content. To make sure you don't miss any episodes, go ahead and subscribe. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show, and they really mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more about us? Head on over to our website, graceandeaseproductions.com, or follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Just look for Grace and Ease Productions on your favorite platform. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.